There are a few things. I would start off with the performance, the aircraft engine combination. Typhoon has more power than any of the competitors and any of its adversaries. That means going forwards, the aircraft has a lot of potential. It's not just the power. Behind me, you'll see all of the sensors on the aircraft. We have a very large new E-scan radar, which again is 50% larger than any of our rivals' radar. And all of these sensors, all of the things are pulled together so there's one clear, coherent picture for the pilot. So it effectively makes the complex simple. The radar, the infrared tracker, the IFF, the data links, all of these are pulled together in one simple picture. That means for the pilot, he gets a clear picture of the battle space, giving him information superiority. And then when we go outside, we'll see on the aircraft, there's a wider range of both European and US weaponry. So you have a lot of options in terms of the equipment that the pilot can use, and some very high-tech weapons, such as the Brimstone 2 anti-tank and anti-ship missile that is only on Typhoon.
So only the Typhoon versus this?
Brimstone 2 is the only one of the competitors that has Brimstone 2. That's unique. And then when we look at the Meteor, long-range air-to-air missile, again, of the competitors, only Typhoon has a two-way data link for the Meteor. That means not only do I update the Meteor missile with where the enemy aircraft is, but also the Meteor tells back to me what's happening. Is it going active? That's really is important for me for my tactical decision making. No other competitor has this capability with the Meteor missile.
So how many missiles it carries in one operation?
Yeah, so it can carry up to 8 air-to-air missiles, but even when it's carrying a full weapon load like it is at the moment in the Middle East on the counter-Daesh operations with the Royal Air Force and Royal Saudi Air Force, it still carries 6 air-to-air missiles. So it can look after itself and do 2 missions at once. And it can carry up to 8 surface weapons, so smart weapons like Brimstone or precision 500,000-pound bombs at the same time as 6 missiles. Another thing that's really important about Typhoon, another key discriminator, is this helmet that you see just over here that we're showing to the public here at Malaysia. It's called the Striker 2, and it's not a helmet. Aiming system. It's a full visor display, and that means when I'm doing close air support with the Army, I can look out the window and just press one button. I literally look at the target, and within 5 or 10 seconds, I can release a precision weapon directly at the target, knowing that I'm clear of the friendly forces and only targeting the enemy forces. So that helmet allows me to operate and really shorten that time down, like literally seconds. So the Striker 2 helmet, again, unique to Typhoon. None of our competitors has it. Full digital, full color display, a wide field of view with an integrated night sensor. Yeah, definitely, and a big advantage in combat, not just in air combat. Some of the Malaysian Air Force's aircraft have a missile aiming system on their helmet. This is a full information display, so I can get full color video, I can designate ground weapons, I can mark friendly forces, and all of this information, I see my wingmen in the helmet. It really makes the pilot's job a lot easier. That's unique to Typhoon, and that is one of the reasons that I think capability-wise, it's really a fantastic aircraft.
Well, what does Russia say about Typhoon?
Well, I think in their, what I've seen in their marketing, they say, they say many things, but I would say, from a Royal Air Force fighter pilot's perspective, I'm very confident that Typhoon can meet and beat and give the Typhoon pilot a significant advantage against any aircraft from any nation out there right now, and actually for the next 10 to 20, 30 years, it will continue to do that. Because of the performance of the aircraft, because of the information the sensors give me, and because of the weaponry on the aircraft as well.
So how many countries are using it?
Yeah, so there are eight countries are ordered Typhoon. It's built in the UK, Germany, Italy and Spain. In addition, in Europe, Austria flies the Typhoon already. And then in the Middle East, we have Royal Saudi Air Force already flying the aircraft on operations against Daesh. And we have the Omanis getting their aircraft this year, their first aircraft. And the Kuwaitis have also ordered the aircraft. So it's a big family of nations, many air forces that could operate with the Royal Malaysian Air Force and share doctrine, share training and partnership with the Malaysians.
So how you find Malaysian pilots?
They're very professional pilots. I love to come here and fly alongside the Malaysian Air Force. Very highly trained, very professional, and we have a great partnership, I think, between the Royal Air Force and Royal Malaysian Air Force. And this is important because how you train is how you will fight when you have to go to war. We train as a deterrent so that we don't have to go to war, and nobody wants to go to war. But in terms of having a very effective deterrent, when you train alongside each other, both nations improve. And so joining a partnership of 8 nations already would mean there are just more opportunities for training and more opportunities to share that experience and learn from each other.
In your point of view, would you advise Malaysia to buy one?
I'm here with BAE
should
Systems.
do that?
So obviously I think this is the best their best aircraft for Malaysia. But why is it important? Well, it's the capability. The aircraft has fantastic capability going forwards. But it's also the partnership, both industrially, the operational relationships with the Air Force. The Malaysian Air Force knows the Royal Air Force and the Royal Saudi Air Force. And then there's the industrial partnership. BAE Systems has a long track record of working with the Malaysian people, generating jobs in Malaysia, and we have the resources alongside our partners Leonardo and Airbus to really keep doing that going forwards, and it would really create the most opportunities for the Malaysian people and the best opportunity for the Malaysian economy. In addition, I think the aircraft is really a very good value proposition. When you buy 10 Typhoons, 10 Typhoons fly. And again, that's not the same with our competitors. So I think actually you get good value for money. The aircraft are flying at the moment over Iraq and Syria, as I said, and the aircraft is very highly serviceable. And when you get airborne in the aircraft, all of the systems and weapons are working for you. Display is showing you not only the radar. I think the first thing I'd say about the radar is compare the size of that radar to the radar on other aircraft. It's very large, and simple physics shows you the larger the radar, the more range you have, the more ability to affect other people's radars. So it's a significant capability. The other thing you can see is the radar is moving. Most E-scan radars are fixed, and the fact that it repositions like that means I have a much wider field of regard. That gives me a significant tactical advantage. A lot of advantages to do that. Infrared search and track means that any stealthy aircraft out there cannot hide from Typhoon. Typhoon will always find you. And then when we look in terms of the display here, when you look at the display, that's showing you how the pilot looks through and sees on his visor similar information that he sees on the head display. Looking down, the aircraft at very long range can build effectively a photo image using synthetic aperture radar many tens of miles away from the target. You get a data link picture so you can see friendly aircraft. And now looking out the window, this is showing you if there are hostile forces attacking the friendlies here, just by pointing and pressing one button in the cockpit, I can update the friendly position, I can mark the hostiles, you'll see they turn into a red triangle, so now I know exactly where the friendly is, I know where the hostiles are. I can do that multiple times, and all of the systems in the aircraft, the weapon systems, they know exactly where I've just been looking. It's almost like something from Star Wars. And when I look down into the cockpit, this is the laser pod, and now the laser pod is zoomed in to where I was pointing. So if I want to use a precision munition, such as the SDV-1 or the Brimstone, I can now, there are the hostiles, the troops on the ground, they get the same picture on a little iPad. So really, a lot of data links, a lot of sharing of information. The troops say, yes, that's the hostiles, there are no friendlies there. And I can drop precision weapons very quickly. So you can see it's very effective. This time between identifying the enemy and actually getting the weapons on target is really short. And this is what the guys are doing right now.
And how many seconds?
It's, you can see it's literally a few seconds. So it's of the order of, instead of 10 minutes, maybe it's more like 10 or 15 seconds. So in the old days, it would be 10 minutes to get their weapons down. And now, it's only maybe 10 or 15 seconds. That saves friendly forces' lives and makes sure that I only target the enemy and not the friendly forces. So really a great capability. Ships, but this scenario is showing you enemy ships. So if I need to attack an enemy ship, then what we have on the Typhoon is a task to look at the Martyr ER, which is a very long-range maritime strike weapon. Again, in the cockpit, I have the sensors to find the enemy. I can come in at low level, maybe with a data link, it's showing you here. So data link from offboard, they'll tell me where to look for the ships. And then I use my own sensors to actually find the ships and update the position. But at very long range, I can target the enemy ships, I can carry many Martyr ER missiles, and those Martyr ER will overwhelm the enemy ship, use a very smart guidance, and actually be very effective. So you're very high speed, a very smart guidance system, has a very smart defensive system to get through the ship's defenses. And a modern ship has many defenses against missiles. So you need to overwhelm it with many missiles coming from different directions. So maybe it defends against one or two, but eventually it becomes overwhelmed and the Martyr gets through and is a very effective maritime strike weapon. So really a lot of capability, both in the air threats, the ground threats, and many other capabilities.
So-
I have a completely integrated system that detects things trying to find me, it automatically jams them, and we have what we call coordinated countermeasures. So if something's trying to shoot me down, a SAM system, the aircraft tells me which way to turn, it automatically jams, automatically puts out the chaff, and saves the pilot and the aircraft. And when we go to red flag and there are the latest enemy surface-to-air missile systems are looking at us, they never shot Typhoon down once in the training that we do. And operations, we've lost no Typhoons because of the defensive aid system is so fantastic on the aircraft. Yeah, not Typhoon. Typhoon has a great airframe engine combination, so really lots of excess power. And when you're at an air show and you see Typhoon fly, you'll see there's lots of energy, lots of high G maneuvers, and the aircraft has a lot of performance. No problem with humidity, the aircraft has great air conditioning, so even for the pilot in the cockpit, he stays very cool. It's a very comfortable environment for him. It means he's more effective and can stay alert and at the top of his performance for longer.